Hey, what up, y'all? Man, y'all know what it is. Y'all know who it is. Another Charger conversation with your mans and them, your uncle. Hostile takeover. So I hope y'all saw my video yesterday. A little bit of a rant, a little bit of a random thought type thing. But we're gonna get more focused today. It's a nice day today, man. Sunny Southern California. The sun just came out like 5 minutes ago. It's a little cloudy, but the sun's coming out. I'm doing 80 down the freeway and I'm chilling. But what we talking about, man? We're talking about overcoming your deficiencies. We all know you're supposed to work on your deficiencies, but until those deficiencies get corrected, how do you overcome them, and what are your limits? All right, so where do we start? Let's start with the physical shit, right? There are certain things that certain people are not going to be able to do physically, at least at their present point, right? So let's say you're overweight. How do you make up for that? Easiest way, well, not the easiest way, the most effective way is money. But money isn't necessarily easy to come by. So what are your alternatives? Personality. You have to be a better than decent guy, personality-wise, right? You can't be an overweight asshole. It just is what it is. The market will not sustain that. The dating market, that is. The dating market will not sustain an overweight asshole. So, what if you're in shape, but you're a loner, like I am, a Sigma, who tends to stay to themselves? Well, the first thing you gotta be, as a Sigma, to be an option on the dating market is attractive. You have to be good looking, at least reasonably. You don't have to be model good looking. I'm not. At least I don't think I am. But I'm not ugly. That's one thing you will notice about true Sigma males. They're aesthetically pleasing. And that's not an option. Because if you're quiet and reserved, you're not gonna stand out and get a whole lot of attention. So what makes Sigma males different is the fact that we can still attract women without being at the forefront. So what if you're coming up, getting it out the mud, coming from the bottom, and you don't have a lot of financial resources? You make up for it with looks. You make up for it with grooming. You make up for it with style. And you make up for it with personality. Money is actually one of the easier ones to overcome until you get money, right? It just is what it is. you have to accentuate the things that you have going positive for you. So money literally is one of the easiest ones, especially when you're young, to overcome. Because regardless of what social media says, women might want a guy that makes six figures or whatever, but only 15% of the population makes six figures. They might want a guy that's tall, but only 15% of guys are tall. So come on. 15% of 15%. Those guys are rare. Very rare. You know, that literally leaves about 2% of guys. Come on. That leaves 2 to 3% of guys really out there that qualify that way. And that's not me doing that. That's just the math. So if you got 3% of guys out there that meet those two minimum qualifications that women say they have, that means only 3% of guys would actually get women, which is not true. More than 3% of guys get married. Black men, I don't know what the figures are on other races. Honestly, I need to look those up. But 33% of black men are married. And by income of men, we're number 3 in this country, behind white and Asian men. So how are 33% married then? Because it's not a hard rule. It's not a hard line that women aren't willing to cross. It's a preference. It's a dating preference that most women don't even stick to. And you don't even have to get married to get women, because roughly 16 to 20% of unmarried black men, I don't know the stats on other races. I need to look those up. I know. But roughly 16 to 20% of unmarried black men are making 70% of the kids. So that's 5 times, minimum 5 times the amount of men that meet those 2 minimum qualifications that are making 70% of the kids in my community. So come on, they're making up for it in other ways. You have literally 11 times as many men in my community getting married. So 16, let's just round it for easy math. 20% plus 33%, that's 53%, over half of black men have are either have a woman long term or have kids. So come on. This shit is not hopeless. This shit is not what you think it is. That's some social media bullshit that doesn't play out in real life. You see what I'm saying? So whatever your physical shit or whatever your dating market preferences that you don't meet can be overcome with shit like personality, looks, blah, 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 right? and your physical shape, the shape you're in physically, is the easiest to fix. I'm not even playing. You can lose 30 pounds in 3 or 4 months just by changing the way you eat and working out a little. You know, I have a beard. Every guy can't grow a beard. I can't even grow a beard exactly the way I want. But I also haven't always had a beard. There are times when I've shaved my beard. And I mean in the last few years. Luckily, my wife doesn't care whether or not I have a beard. I can do whatever I want. I can have a beard, a goatee, or just literally shave. She doesn't care. Some women do. Most women actually don't. They don't care about facial hair. I have a friend who's had a beard since I've known him for 10 years. His wife has never seen him without a beard. But could he shave it, and would she leave him? He could shave it, and she probably wouldn't leave him. Would he shave it? No, because he doesn't want to. He's always had a beard and wants to keep it. But he could. Whatever women say they want, for the most part, are preferences and not hardline rules. Women say they don't want a player, but the easiest way to get women is to have a woman. Why that is, you gotta ask women, but it's weird to me. But the easiest way, especially if you're just talking about having a physical relationship, the easiest way to get some is to already have some. But whatever improvements you make in your life, you should be doing it just because they need to get made. Not the end goal should never be to get women. Women are secondary to your purpose. Always. Always second to your purpose. And maybe not even second. Maybe it's third, fourth, or fifth. So, what am I really saying? Your situation is never hopeless. Never. But you have to be able to adjust. You have to be able to adjust for the market and make up for your deficiencies while simultaneously correcting your deficiencies. There are just certain things that physically you or financially you just can't do. If you're 5'8", you're not going to grow to 6 feet. You're not going to, if you're 5'8" and a fully grown man, you're not going to reach 6 feet. You're not going to grow 4 inches magically and meet that criteria. But I know guys who are 5'8" who have never had a problem getting women. Why? Because most women are actually shorter than they are, and they make up for it in other ways. But what's the summarization of all this? The end message is quit being so fucking doom and gloom and work on you. If you're improving and working on yourself, You don't have time to worry about shit that's out of your control. You just don't. There's a cop behind me right now. I'm not even speeding. The speed limit is 55. I'm doing 57. He's behind me like he's doing something. Just because I changed lanes. Fuck this guy. Oh, and there he goes. California Highway Patrol isn't super nitpicky. It's the city cops who you kind of got to worry about. California Highway Patrol, they don't care if you bend the rules a little bit. But that's neither here nor there. That just kind of happened. But again, to summarize this, it's never all bad. Again, this is a numbers game. So you just have to find a woman that is willing to overlook your deficiencies for the kind of person you are. Because that's what really matters, is what kind of person you are. What do you stand for? What are your hardline boundaries? And can you find a woman that fits within those? Because there are more women out here than men. They outnumber us, which gives us an advantage on the dating market. Believe it or not. But that is a fact. We have a statistical advantage, so take advantage of it. And on that note, I'm going to end this. And you know how this ends every time. Middle fingers up. Be safe. Stay dangerous.